Hello guys. So in this video we will cover the scripting codes parts in ServiceNow. Not sure if you are familiar with, but if not, probably you will heard about this if you are a junior developer. But yeah, it's a useful feature in ServiceNow. Basically, a script include is a script that can be reusable that you can it's a script that you can reuse in, I would say, almost everywhere inside the platform. So basically you can use server sides but also client sides. By default you can always use from server side business rules and yeah and so on. But if you want, you can use in client side, like client scripts, UI policies, and yeah, whatever. But you need to flag this in the script include records, not by default. So let's go to the module, to the records. It's better to show you an example. So by script here, or script includes, you can see the module in system definition or system wide. It's pretty much the same. So we have many examples. ServiceNow out of the box uses a lot because the idea here is you can use as you want. Like you have this piece of script with functions, and then this function you can use somewhere is needed when you are creating a record, when you want to get some information from client side, and you can use glide records and get reference methods. If you don't know reference, get reference from client side. Yeah, people usually use these, but it's, I would say, deprecated. So or it's not the best practice actually. So yeah, ServiceNow uses it a lot, and it's really hands if you know, if you understand how to use it. There are a few differences from server and clients side when you are using. I will show you the server side example. It's easier, and then I will, and after I will show you a client side script using scripting codes. So yeah, let's go. So for this example, I'll create a scripting code. So here you have, as I mentioned before, the client callable checkbox. So if you want that this scripting code can be callable from a client script, for instance, you need to check this as true. But if not, if that's not the case, so leave it, leave it as is. So in this case, I will create like incident you choose. Usually we put you can see this name you choose in camel case, like uh sorry, usually you choose is more server side, but yeah, that's not a true a real rule. You can see differences, but usually even from ServiceNow side you can see this uh nomination. So you just usually have a bunch of functions to do something from uh, server sides, and usually when you have something like incidents Ajax is something related with client side, because to call a script include from client side, I will show you later, you need to to use the glide Ajax method. If you are not familiar, it's interesting to know a little bit about Ajax, but covering this video you will see an example of it, and yeah, it's not that complex. So following here, when you click when you set the name, ServiceNow basically creates the script include to you. The initialize part here, it's when you call the script include, everything you put here, it's like when you call the script include, you can use like a variable. Maybe you can define here like always get the user ID, and you can use this user ID in all the functions across the the script include. So it's interesting. Or maybe a property instead of calling this every function. Yeah, but it's worth if you have like more than two, three functions using the same property or attribute or value. So in this case, I I will create a function, and the use case I was thinking is to get the department of the user when creating a record, in this case an incident, and set a value of the service field. So to do this, we can create a function called set service, for instance, function, comma, and yeah. So here we can pass a parameter. So basically, in this case, I will define the user as the user ID. I will pass from the, in this case, server script. In this case, it will be a business rule. So the idea here is to call this function, this script include, when I'm inserting a incident, and from the user ID, I will get the department, and then based on the department, we will set the service from the incident. So yeah, I forgot one thing. Accessible from field, it's important because usually we are working in global application, but if you are on scope of the application, or yeah, a different application, you need to be careful with this, because if this is if you create this in an application different than global, and then from global you try to call this, so it's not possible. You get an error. So yeah, in this case, I will be our application, and it's fine. Usually we use this, but yeah, just mention that that can be the case if you work with scoped applications. So now what we are gonna do is check the department of the user. So we will glide records the user table based on the user ID passed. In this case, since I know the ID, and I'm expecting only one record, I will not use the normal glide records like add query, run query, and so on, because here we can use the get methods, and then we can just pass the sysID. In this case, this is handy as well. So in this case, we can pass the user, that here I will pass the user ID as I mentioned before. So from here, I forgot the name. I will define a specific, yeah, I want this product management. So let's use the sysID. So I'll check if now I get the user. So if the user department field. In this case, the name is department equals, yeah, we could use display name and put product management, which is the name of the department, but I'm using the sysid, will be the same at the end. And yeah, if the user department is product management, so we will return the sysid. Yeah, the sysid. It is a more strict example, right? So you can do as you need in your company, in your instance. But yeah, it's not so valuable example, but yeah, just show you how this is powerful. So yeah, basically the idea is to set this. If the user is from product management, I will set this service, this business service in the incident service field. So yes, that's the idea. So we have our script include, and then now we just need to call this. I will create a business rule. So when I'm inserting a incident, if the user has department product management, the service field will be automatically populated with the SAP Enterprise Services. So let's go to the business rule, create new one. I'm not deep diving business rules, but still, any questions, you can leave in the comments, or I can explain another video, of course. So select table incidents. We need advanced as true. So on insert, before insert the database, and in advanced, we need first to call our script include, which basically is a class with many functions. So we need to instantiate this uh, this script include. That's the idea. So basically, let's say service. So service, it's calling the script include. We put the name incident choose. So new incident choose parentheses, and here we can uh, we can access all the functions from this script include. We could call the function here, like you can see set service, and then pass the user here. We can do this, but I will do more clean way. But both are right, so we can say like uh, the current. I don't remember the name of the field. I think is service. Let's let's check the instance. You can click right click business services, the name of the field you want to populate. So here we have current is the current record we are inserting, and then we can just put the name of the field equals and assign this. In this case, service is not our variable accessing the functions and methods from instant u to the script includes, and then we just call the method we just created, and we need now to pass the user. Do you remember that? So because we will check the user department, so we can use the glide system class to call to get the current user creating Oh, no, sorry. We need to get the color. Yes, because I can create, and based on the color, I will select. So uh, the business service will be set with the SAP Enterprise Service value. Let's see. Let's see if that's true or not. Okay, we have our rule, we have the scripting code. Let's come back to the instant table. Sorry. And yeah, so clicking here, I think David Miller is from product management department. Let's see what happens. Basically, nothing happens. Let's see what I forgot. Ah, okay. The name of the color field is not only color, it's color underscore ag. So let's fix it. Now should works. Let's come back to the instant table, create a new one. David Miller again. Test for short description. So now when I save it, yeah, since David Miller is from product management department, we the service will be SAP Enterprise Services as we define it here. So this is an example of the server-side script includes in everywhere that it's a server-side script into the platform. I think business was the great example. We can call this script include. So yeah, it's pretty handy. If you maybe it's not the best example, but just to show you and to give you a context around this. So in your case, in your business, you can see uh, more usage of it for sure. Uh, I will I will create a part two because the video is a little bit uh, big. So in the next part, the next video, I will just talk about the client side because I can show you from the back end, from the platform view here, but we can also use from the service portal, which is interesting as well. So okay guys, hope you like it and see you in the next video.